Welcome back to the Compound Podcast. This is episode 290.
Well, nope. Wow. 190.
Got ahead of myself. 193?
2.
192. Did we number the last one last week?
I think you asked me like 10 seconds before we started recording if it was 192, and I didn't look, and I just said yes to you, and then I went back and looked, and it turned out it was 191. So it's on me. You know what? You got to be accountable for your mistakes.
Sometimes you get confused when you're doing a live app. This is episode 192, version 2 of the Compound Podcast, presented by Connect Roasters. This week, as we were last week, you can use code Compound Club for 25% off your first Home Run Club shipment. The Home Run Club is a monthly subscription where coffee gets delivered directly to your door every month. There's a bunch of varieties to choose from. Pick your coffee, they'll ship it right to you. You can get 25% off your first Home Run Club shipment with code Compound Club, or you can get 15% off site-wide if you want to try the coffee, if you want to test it out, if you want to get yourself a little starter pack or sample packs. You can get yourself a mug, whatever you want. Compound 15 for 15% off site-wide. That's connectroasters.com to go try some great coffee today. It's been a slow few months in the baseball world. But definitely since we last recorded, it's been pretty slow. Still a lot of free agents out there. I don't know if you guys saw the tweet that was like free agents as of this date last year, and there was like 3 dudes. It's like Waka, like 2 other guys, and right now it's like 50.
I saw that. There are so many good players left.
Oh,
and like if you're in that position, right? And you know if you sign anywhere, you're gonna get good money. Are you like, is that panic button getting closer as it's like, hey man, I'd like to play?
I still don't.
I'm sure it's like at some point, like I want to go to camp and like decide where I'm living, and like because the logistics are a pain in the ass,
right?
But also, yeah, I think there's a lot of talk about where Bellinger's going to go, Chapman, Snell, Montgomery. And then the top of the reliever market that just moved. But there's a lot of really good baseball players who have had good careers who are still available, like the Jock Petersons, the Tommy Phams. Like there's a lot of dudes out there who need jobs, and those guys are just waiting for one of the top dudes to sign so this can break a little bit.
Well, because that's like you said, like there's still like Whit Merrifield, Tony Kemp, Colton Wong. I'm just kind of looking through. Brandon Crawford's still out there. Tim Anderson's a free agent. Like there's Matt Chapman still a free agent. Like outside of just those top 5 big names, there's plenty of guys that are going to play a big part of a possible World Series contender.
Aroldis Chapman he just signed about 4 minutes ago to the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Whenever this could sound bad, but whenever like an older guy like that, or like Rich Hill last year signed with the Pirates, I'm like, well, wonder where they'll get traded to around the deadline. Like, I mean, that's mean to Pirates fans. I'm sorry. That's just a fact. Like, you're not telling me they signed Aroldis Chapman and like, oh, we're going to go win the World Series. Like, come on. A little harsh out of me, but that's not.
Yeah. Be nice.
I mean, it's the facts. Like,
but the signing that we actually had, Tom, stop. The signing that we actually had was Hader.
Yes.
We had Hader go, and then we had Stevenson go right after that. So Hader is with the Astros. Now they have Hader and Presley on the back end. That's pretty impressive.
What's the other guy's name?
And Abreu.
Abreu. Yeah. I mean, their bullpen's looking very good. They will be back in the hunt for the AL West again. That's going to be a good division with the Rangers. And then you have the Angels and the Mariners kind of sold off a little bit, but they were good last year. They're going to kind of be around.
I feel like the Mariners are kind of like the Rays of that division, and that like they don't buy a ton of guys, but they get the most out of what they have. Like I don't see the Mariners being like horrible. Like even if they sold some guys, like I still see them competing a little bit.
Did you see what was it Raleigh said at the end of the year? Like I don't want to say he threw his owner under the bus, but he was like, we're competing with guys. Like you look across the line and it's like there's just dudes all over the place. I think it was they might have been playing the Rangers or the Astros. I could be wrong.
I think they were talking about the Rangers.
And it was like, he was like, listen, like, I love the guys that we have here. Like, we're capable of doing anything, but it's like, he said at some point, it's like, you got to spend some more money and like, we have to, level the playing fields here, which is pretty interesting coming from, a player who is a big part of that team.
Zach, you remember that stat I sent? 7 players have made each of the last 5 All-Star games. You remember that? No, maybe.
I saw that tweet. I saw that tweet.
Well, there's 7 players that have made the last 5 All-Star games.
Oh, yes.
Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Nolan
JD
Arenado.
Martinez.
Why do you?
Sorry.
Why would you give away the ending?
Sorry.
That's the whole point of me building it up.
Go ahead.
I was going to slide them in. I don't even want to say it anymore.
Sorry.
It was Mike Trout, Mookie. That's the point of it. Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Nolan Arenado, Garrett Cole, Josh Hader, all of them. You'd be like, yep, checks out. And then JD Martinez. And I sent that like to our group. I'm like, he's a very good player. But in a million years, I wouldn't have guessed like, oh, there's 7 players. Like, and you made me guess all 7. I don't think his name would have ever popped into my head. Dude, and he's very good. Like, he's
the guy just hits, bro. Just hits every year.
And he's still a free agent. That's why I'm at.
Dakota, the reason why I'm talking over you is because your mic, right before we started, Dakota's mic fried. We can't hear you. We can't hear shit. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Zach, can you hear me?
You're barely on this podcast. The people are going to be pissed.
Zach, can you still hear me fine?
I'm debating what I'm going to answer because of the ricochet shot you threw at me earlier.
I'm thinking the answer is yes, and you're divided.
I'm debating. I'm debating.
You know who I trust, Tom? Can you hear me fine? I'm sure it doesn't sound great. The mic's fried. What do you want me to do about that? You can hear me.
We can hear you. I will say Dakota's mic frying. I wish we were recording because I would play it. If we were recording it, it started looping Dakota's voice like it was a club remix of Dakota, and Dakota had no idea, but the other 3 of us were like, what in the world is going on? I've never seen a microphone so dramatically kill itself like that. It was like, I don't want to be any part of this episode 192 of Compound. I've done 191, and that's as far as I'm going.
You guys started laughing, and I had no idea what was going on. I was like, okay.
We probably could have made a pretty good remix.
But here we are. Let's get back to the show. Let's quit messing around. Thank you.
Robert Stevenson goes to the Angels, so the Angels can get a back-end bullpen piece. He was really good when he was with the Rays at the end of the year. But that's pretty much everything that's happened. Market hasn't really moved that much. There's some arbitration deals. We could talk about that. Juan Soto signed the largest arbitration number, like over 30 million.
Zach, I'd like to say to you, I don't want to have Ian in this because it's just dirty pool. He's part of it. I sneaky love Dansby at CubsCon saying like, go sign Belly. Like, I kind of love when players say that. It's kind of crazy. Like, it's kind of putting your leadership under pressure, but I kind of love it being like, hey, this guy rakes, go get him, please.
It's pretty cool. I was seeing tweets somehow with my Twitter lined up the way it is now. Like, imagine if at CubsCon Bellinger like just came out of the woodworks on stage and was just like, hey, we came to an agreement with Bellinger, and everybody goes nuts. Like how, what was it, Dexter Fowler a few years ago at camp did that when he just came out in the middle of field 5 or whatever it was.
Like if Ian's filming the Compound live and like he's like, we got one more final guest, and Belly comes out, like the ratings. Oh my,
that would have been so pro of the Cubs to do that for us.
You could have built it up too. You could have been like a former National League MVP. Yeah, you start listing all the accolades. You start getting through them. And a 2024 Chicago Cub, Cody Bellinger.
Like in the arenas when they're announcing the starting lineups, kind of thing.
Exactly. Just coming out giving everybody high fives.
They start playing the Michael Jordan.
But no, they didn't.
Cubs,
that would have been sick. That would have been so
Cubs
cool.
Convention would have been absolutely insane.
Hey, to that, do you think Ian, Dakota, and Tom, do you think he would have allowed that to happen on the Compound since he didn't even let us break his extension on the Compound?
I don't know. I've thought of that, and I've thought
he probably would have saved it for a different day.
But I'm trying to think of like Jason Kelsey in football. They have a podcast. Like if he retires, do you think he's gonna like let it slip into the media, or do you think it's gonna
No, dude. So yesterday, Travis Kelsey denied talking to the media, and he said, "Hey, I'll talk next week, I promise." So I'm thinking, this is a crazy thought, they may retire together on their podcast.
I have seen that. I've seen that going around the internet that they might both retire after this season.
And I think,
but he won't do it.
I truly think that I think if it is Jason Kelsey, I bet you he does it on the pod.
But Travis Kelsey wouldn't say anything yet when they're still in it. Like, I think that'd be.
But no, so like, what if they go to Super Bowl? He's like, hey, this, just want to let you guys know, like, this is my last game coming up. And then if they don't, like, hey, we lost. Hey, I just want to let you guys know, like, I'm done.
True.
Travis Kelsey is 34 years old. You think he's going to retire?
He plays football,
bro,
and plays tight end. And
the guy's been getting his knees snapped every tackle. It's like Gronk, dude. It's just like the only way to tackle him is.
He's like, I can retire and go hang out with Taylor Swift every day and go on tour with her and not get tackled.
I was going to say, he just discovered the world's best retirement plan, which is date a billionaire. If I was dating a billionaire too, I got to be honest, guys, I think next week might be my last show. I might be dipping out, and I might be just going to live my billionaire lifestyle.
I can't believe you wouldn't be in this for love of the game. That's
fucked up, Tom.
Yeah, that is sad. I think you know a guy.
But yeah, that's a good point. So, hopefully Ian's next accomplishment.
But I have thought of that, Zach. Like, I remember at the time we said it, and it's always like with contracts, it's always scary because until you got pen to paper, it's like, well, do I really want to be the first one to say this and then have them be like,
well, hey, you could have sat there as you were putting your John Hancock on that piece of paper. You could have said, hey guys, listen, we are recording tomorrow. Please just don't text Ken Rosenthal. Just don't do it. Like I will take care of it.
Why wouldn't it be Jeff Passan, your boy?
Him too. Anybody. No, because wasn't it a Cubs blogger that broke it too?
Yeah. They got their
Ian,
they all got their
Ian,
sources.
that's fucked up, Ian.
It's a missed opportunity for us. It really is.
That's low.
It could have been us. That's
all we're saying.
That's low, man.
We're trying to get numbers here, and you're keeping these secrets from the people.
All I can do is apologize. I wish I would have done it differently. We did put out a tweet. We did put out a tweet about a possible live show, and the people liked it. The people liked the idea of a live show.
I'd say they loved it. It had a lot of love, that tweet, and there was a ton of tweets that I think me and Zach appreciate as the secondary here, saying like Zach and Dakota better be there, and I was like, wow. I know, Tom. Don't get me wrong, crazy that they didn't say your name in there. But it was kind of funny that they even put that, because I'm like, no, it's just Ian on stage doing an act by himself. But I guess that's kind of what CubsCon is. So
I've asked you guys to come to CubsCon, and you say no every year.
Yeah, well, first of all, Zach's in a different organization. That would be crazy. Second, I would be so uncomfortable in there, being like, hey, didn't you used to play and you like almost made it, right? What happened? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right. Thanks for bringing it up.
Our first guest is Jed Hoyer, here to discuss Dakota's 2022 season.
I would only do it if Ian would ask on stage. Never mind. Let's keep going.
Let's keep going. Do you want to talk about your Lions? Do you want to talk about your Lions? Do you want to take some football in?
Start the roar. Come on, baby. It's Zach's Lions too.
No.
Sneaky.
It
Don't even lie.
Yeah. It is.
Zach has been not just as invested.
Yeah, what?
I did take a great video after the first win of me watching the final play, and I ran outside and jumped in the snow. Yesterday I was more tame, but it was a good game. It was awesome. They're going to NFC Championship. Going to San Fran. Boys are ready. If you think I haven't worn the same exact outfit both games, by the way, you're crazy.
Yeah, okay, but time out.
Right. The first game, I had some beers for the game. I had a couple adult beverages for the game, enjoying it. But yesterday they played at 3, and I just felt like that was a little early to have some beers. But then I was like, you know what? It's tied at halftime. This half's on me. Things don't look great. I'm an adult. I can have beers whenever I want. So I went and got some beers in the second half, lit a spark under them. Look what happened. So you're welcome, Detroit. You're welcome. I'll take credit.
Did you
All
put
the
that
first
video of
thing
you
I tried-
jumping in the snow out into the universe? Because I didn't see
I'll
that.
have to watch it back and make
Ah,
sure I didn't
just to
say
avoid-
anything bad. But I will send it in the group if I didn't say anything bad. I got to make sure I didn't say anything too bad because it's
Okay.
very. I thought it was a
It's
funny
good.
video, but
No, it was
maybe
good.
not.
Dakota, isn't it nuts? A year ago, what were they like 1-8 at one point, or like 1-7? And
I believe
they
they were 1
rattled
and
off
7.
they rattled off like 7 wins in a row, and it was kind of like, and then they lose. They miss it by what, one game at the like somebody
win.
had to lose and they won, and going into week 18, right? And then they
They
went to
needed
play
the Seahawks. They needed the Seahawks to lose, and then
beat
they had
the-
to win at
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Seahawks had won already, but they still went and beat the Packers. Sorry, Rodgers. Rodgers.
I don't talk about my quarterback, man.
But yeah, it's sick. There's nothing more fun than when I'd say Tom and Zack know. Ian, not as much because you're just not you enjoy other sports, but you're not really a diehard fan of any teams. I'd say. Would you say that's fair, Ian? You're not really
That's very
diehard.
fair.
But like Tom and Zack, like the Lions are my like number one team that I root for. So like it's sick when because like I root for other teams and other sports, but like the one team, like I know Zach's is the Jets. Tom, is yours the Giants? Probably the Yankees. The Yankees,
No,
definitely.
Yankees. Yeah.
What's funny? I was gonna say it's a different circumstance, but the team that I like am most locked in when they're playing a game is the U.S. soccer team.
Oh, let's go.
Like I remember Jimmy one time pulled me aside for a very important, we had like a meeting, and it was in like the 85th minute of the last group stage game of the U.S. World Cup, and I was just like, I gotta do this meeting. It's really important. Like we gotta have it right now. But also I cannot focus on anything that's being said because I need to know what's going on in the game. And I told the rest of the group because they were in another room. I was like, if anything happens, just yell. And then they all started yelling the rest of the time. So didn't help.
We were good.
Yeah, we made it through.
But no, it's sick when like your team that you've rooted for forever, that was terrible forever, finally has some success. It's fun to watch. I know what Cubs fans felt like in 16. Not too that exciting.
Love football. Great. I'm super excited for you. Tom will cut that part.
Wait, Ian, what is your favorite team?
I mean, like the
Any
team
sport.
that I'm most
Like
invested
anything,
in, or like
anything at all? The stock
probably
market?
Cincinnati Bearcats football.
He said the stock market. Zach said, "What did you make? You love watching those stocks, man, up and down. It's crazy."
I would say probably Cincinnati football when they went and played Bama in the Final Four game. That was pretty great.
Yeah,
even though they got stomped.
That's fair. Because I mean, you can't obviously. I mean, you play for the Cubs. You're not a fan of another baseball team and football, and I know you definitely don't like basketball.
Yeah, I mean football and like when the Warriors are in the playoffs and stuff. Like I think it's interesting and I'll watch, but I'm not like.
But you're also a soccer fan. We would literally get to the locker room early to watch U.S. women's soccer in the World Cup.
I did enjoy U.S. women's soccer. I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm. It's also fun when your team's the best. Like U.S. women's soccer is the best. Like it's pretty fun to watch. Being like, well, they're gonna win. Like if they lose,
I'm very excited for the Olympics.
Oh yeah,
I'll be dialed in for the Olympics.
It's so funny. Like it's really cool to see it. Like, Ian, you know how it is like a Cubs player, like how much time, effort, money they invest into the Cubs, like watching, like, and then like again, Dakota, Ian, Tom, like you watch your favorite teams and like being on the other side of the fence is like you see exactly how you act, and it's the same way as people are acting when you do your job. They literally like how invested they are. Like Dakota said, he's done the same exact thing for the last 2 weeks. Like if you guys are on a roll, like there's people out there who do the same exact thing for 10 games out of 162 games. Like, no, I have to watch right here. I'm sorry. They're hot.
That's a really good point. I literally hadn't thought of that. Like when Ian goes and plays, like I'm sure people like do the exact same thing. Like you said, like when the Cubs are winning and like, that's
and
weird.
It's like, it's funny. Like you see people or like people will DM you gross things and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, why would you ever do that? And I'm you.
Are you guys the type of fans that like, so do you believe anything you can do can you're saying, Dakota, like by getting the beer, you think you can influence the second half outcome, or you're just doing that because you like the ritual?
No,
Or both?
I'm fully convinced.
I'm going to be honest. It's a little bit of both because
Yep.
it's literally like, I'm not saying by any means that like me drinking some beer made them play better in the second half. But at the same time, if they lost that game, I would legit be pissed at myself and be like, I can't believe like I changed my routine. Like
So-
that has to be why they lost.
Dude, Scott F. Ross, friend of the pod, last week when they got their
Yeah.
doors blown off by the Texans, like Scott's a pretty, like he's like us, like he's a crazy Browns fan, and he's pretty like routine based, like he does the same thing if they're winning, like whatever. So for a playoff game, I guess every Sunday he would watch with the same like 3 or 4 people at his house in Tampa, and the biggest game of his life, basically, he decides to invite different people over and then drinks like Labatt Blue. He's like, yeah, I'll grab some Labatt, but never ever drinks it.
He got it because he said, oh, Labatt Blue, Canada. That's pretty close to Cleveland. That's what his thought process
What do we got,
was.
dude? What?
Scott literally goes like on a rant texting us saying like, it's on me. Like that game's on me. I have no one else to blame but myself. I can't believe I did that.
My father is number one, even though he loves the Yankees. He loves the Yankees. Like he told me one time that when he went on his honeymoon, that was the first time in his life he went to bed without knowing the Yankee score in his entire life. So he's that level of Yankee fan. But the team that he cares the most about is North Carolina basketball. He's been a North Carolina basketball fan. I know, Zach. I know. He texted me the other day. He said, watched a full Carolina basketball game. And I was like, all right, great. Like, cool. I imagine you've done that before. He said, no, it's the first time in 10 years I've sat and watched a full game. Because anytime anything starts to go badly in a North Carolina basketball game, he's convinced himself that they are better when he is not watching. And that he will turn off the TV in order and not watch his favorite team in the absolute world play just because he's convinced that that will then help them win games. He's turned off that means he's turned off the national title game in the last couple of years and stopped watching because he's convinced that it's going to help them win games.
I respect it. I'm going to be honest.
That's true fandom.
It's insanity. It's something. It might be true fandom or it might be insanity.
But the thing is, he's not even like so many people do that, I bet. Like, I bet that's so common in every fan base.
If my mom's at the stadium during a game and I'm stinking, she'll like change seats.
Oh, I love that.
If you're like,
She'll
for 2, like she'll move.
And my mom's not nuts. Like she's not screaming in the stands. Like she's not like going crazy. But if things aren't going good, she'll change up the mojo. She'll go to a different section.
My
she'll
mom,
have a seat somewhere else.
Anything for her son, you know?
She will do anything but watch me play while I'm in the big leagues. She hates it. Oh my God. She also falls asleep every night at like 8:00. So she can hear like if my brothers and my dad are watching, obviously, but she'll wake up every night. She calls it like her halftime of sleeping during the season. And she'll wake up at like 1 or 2 in the morning, check the box score and everything, text me if I play well. And if not, on to the next day. And that's it. She refuses to watch. And if she does, like my debut, she's a pacer. She wants to walk around the whole time, barely, ever since I was in Little League. She doesn't want to be around, parents and other people. She would, like, my dad was like, hey, they're going to come and interview us at some point. And she's like, yeah, okay. Like, she sees the camera coming down. She tries to get up. My dad's like, no. You have to do this. You have to do this. And they got her for like 5 minutes.
Oh,
it's incredible. Should we talk about the Hall of Fame ballots?
Yeah, I wanted to hear. I didn't know if you guys had seen it. Yeah, I wanted to hear who you think has a chance to get voted in or should get voted in.
Before we talk about it, I just want to say that these guys could have been even better if they were wearing Bruce Bolts.
That's right.
They're wearing Bruce Bolt batting gloves. Their numbers would have been even better because of the premium leather they use, because of the fit. The gloves that Zack uses, the gloves that I use. Something special in the works. There's something special in the works over there. BruceBolt.us for the best batting gloves in the game. I have my Happ series on there. They also have baseball pants. They also have the pants that go all the way down to the ankle, the knickers, they're just below the knee, and baseball shorts. If you're getting ready for baseball season, BruceBolt.us for everything that you need. Hall of Fame ballot, guys. Who are you putting in? Do they get 10 votes? Is that the
I'm
thing?
gonna
You
have to,
get
I'm
10
gonna have to,
votes?
I'm gonna have to. I don't know any of these stats or anything.
So you can pull up the list.
Yeah.
I had, of the new additions to the ballot this year, I had one that I would consider a lock in my opinion, and then a second that I think is very close and I'm not sure about. I think Joe Mauer should be in. I feel like he was very good for a very long time. And then I had Adrian Beltre as very close. Were my two of the new ballots. And then I think from the returning ballots, I think Todd Helton deserves to get in. He got 72% last time. I also think Billy Wagner should get in. It's his 9th year. He was at 68 last time. But those are my 4.
I'm surprised you don't know Andrew Jones. All those Gold Gloves.
I just don't think I don't know his hitting numbers, but they must not be up there because obviously his defense is all time.
434 homers. He had a stretch from 98 till 2007 that was ridiculous. 5 All-Star games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 consecutive Gold Gloves. I mean, 30 pumps plus every year. He had 1 year with 29, he had 1 year with 26, but 30 plus. 1 year he had 51 homers and 128 RBIs.
He averaged over that stretch 34 homers, 103 ribbies while slashing 266, 344, 504. So that's a 115 OPS plus over that stretch. While you mentioned playing probably the best defensive center field in the game.
I'd like to adjust and put him in. I'd like to adjust my rankings. I also was just looking at Joe Mauer's stats. He may have a tough time. Hit 306, 2,123 hits, 143 homers, 3 Gold Gloves, 6-time All-Star, MVP.
Right now, I have the ballot tracker up. So this is from Ryan Thibodeau on Twitter, who does all this tracking. So out of 52% of the ballots are known, 188 of them have been made available. Right now, Adrian Beltre is tracking at 99%, so pretty much locked to get in.
Yeah.
Mauer's at 83.5%. Todd Helton's at 82%. Billy Wagner's at 78%. And the number to get, just in case people don't know, is 75%. Right now, Gary Sheffield's at that number exactly. The one thing to know with the tracker is that generally the people that haven't revealed their ballots usually have not voted for that many players. So generally these numbers go down after the ballots come out. So Sheffield being right at that cut line means he's probably just going to miss. The questions will be Wagner and Helton. They're going to be really close.
Do you guys think I'm kind of surprised that Helton is that high, playing in Colorado for all those years? I feel like they've always held that over people's heads for one thing or another.
His numbers are still stupid.
He doesn't even he doesn't have 400 homers, right?
His career 369, but his career slash is 316, 414, 539 for a 953 OPS, which is good for a 133 OPS.
33.
I also should have done more homework before I said I was on the fence about Beltre because he is absolutely a lock. I mean, after hearing those numbers too, but 286
career hits.
286, 3,166 hits, 477 homers, 93.5 WAR. Yeah. I'd say he's in.
So like Todd Helton, 61.8 WAR, and he doesn't even have 3,000 hits.
That's the other thing. It's weird when you look at stats because that's what I mean about Joe Mauer. Like I said, I thought he should be in. I'm kind of walking that back right now because he hit 306, but only had 2,100 hits and 143 homers. Like, very good player. Had some unreal years, but like those stats don't, like Todd Helton's stats sound better than Joe Mauer's, in my opinion.
It's also different catching.
True. Very true. It's tough. Like It's weird to me sometimes when you see who gets in and who doesn't. And then like you look at numbers and you're like, well, why is this person not in?
Yeah. I think of that list, Todd Helton, Billy Wagner, because I think relievers don't get the love that they deserve.
Yeah. That's why
Beltre.
I mentioned Wagner because of that same reason. I feel like people don't respect really good closers for a really long time. Like I feel like he's one of the best closers ever.
Yeah, Mauer and Andrew Jones are tough for me. Can I say this about Carlos Beltran?
Mm-hmm.
Carlos Beltran, 279, 350, 486 for an 837 OPS, 119 OPS plus. Played a long time, 70 WAR. That dude has the 4th most home runs all time for a switch hitter. 4th most all time for a switch hitter.
This is an actual question. Do you think the Astros thing hurts his chances within the voters? I know it has nothing to do with his playing career, but do you think that's in the back of their head?
Probably a tiny bit, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I saw his name and I thought that.
I think the same way the Pujols home run off Wagner really hurts him. Like sometimes you have a moment, and I think that's unfair that like one moment can count against you like that. But
it's also one moment can count for you. You know what I mean? Like it can kind of go both ways.
It's also hilarious.
I agree.
It's hilarious when you're looking at this, and Alex Rodriguez and Manny Ramirez have 35 and 33% vote percentages. A-Rod's WAR is 117.5. His numbers, those two guys, their numbers are so ridiculously like outliers, even on this Hall of Fame list, like they're outliers. And they're just not gonna. I mean, Manny Ramirez has a 996 career OPS.
But here's my thing with those guys and anybody else, like Andy Pettit's still on the ballot. Fair or unfair, the fact Barry Bonds didn't get in, anyone else that was with roids like shouldn't even get a vote, because it's like, well, if you're letting anyone in that took roids, you have to immediately put Barry Bonds in, because that means you're opening it up to that, and he was the best hitter of all time. So like A-Rod can't get in and then not have Barry Bonds in. Like that would be crazy. But yes, they had unbelievable careers. I still believe they all should be in, my personal beliefs. But yeah, that's always weird to me. Like I saw like Andy Pettit had like 17% of the vote last year. Like you said, A-Rod and Manny had 30-ish. Like it's just weird because I'm like, well, they can't get in and not have Barry Bonds in.
Speaking of Hall of Famers, Ryne Sandberg, Chicago Cubs Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever do it. Today announced that he was diagnosed with cancer and he's going through chemotherapy. And send him a text today. We're all thinking about him. He's the nicest dude. He talked to me from the time I was really young about playing second base, and nothing but great things to say about Rhino. So we're all wishing him a speedy recovery and strength going through this.
He always seemed cool in spring. Like I obviously didn't talk to him very much, like being a relief pitcher, but like he just seemed like a super nice guy. I never had like encounters with him, but he just like from afar looked like he was awesome.
Yeah, just the nicest dude. He always comes out to Arizona for a few weeks during spring, and then lives in the Chicago area, so he's around the ballpark. You know, he's at all of the Cubs events. You know, we missed him during Cubs convention and kind of heard that maybe some health issues, and then this kind of was announced. So tough, and we're all thinking about him. But one of the legends of our game, and it's always, you know, you look up, a ton of respect for him, but you have his number hanging on the foul pole. It's only a few of those at Wrigley.
Yeah.
DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL playoffs, is bringing you an offer that'll help make your playoffs electrifying. New customers can bet $5 on any game and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code COMPOUND. New customers can bet just $5 to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Only on the DraftKings Sportsbook with code COMPOUND. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 888-467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/football for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. All right, let's get you guys right back in to some chop here on the compound.
Tom, you had something to talk to us about, an athletic article that you read. No free ads.
No free ads, and it was from August, so I just happened to come up my feed, but it was talking about milestones and service time and different numbers that guys wanted like to hit in their careers. One that it talks a lot about is 8 years. Maybe Ian, you could talk to this a little bit about when you get 8 years, you get the gold card, which gives you the free access to major league games for the rest of your life. A lot of guys talk about 10 years because that's also just a huge number, and also when you're fully vested in the union. But then there's also just guys that talk about getting 1,000 games played, getting 1,000 hits, all different sorts of things. So kind of an interesting, different look at the game of, a lot of fans don't think hitting 10 years would mean anything, but like I know internally in clubhouses, they talk about that all the time, that's, a big milestone for those kind of vets.
Yeah. So for people that don't know, if you play 8 years in the big leagues, they send you a gold card. It is an MLB gold card that has your name on it, and basically you can flash that at any stadium and get 2 tickets into any game.
Can you do it like? Can you like show up and just like walk up to the gate and show it?
Pretty much.
That's great.
And I've seen a couple gold cards; they're pretty great. But the big number for players is 10 years of service. 10 years of service fully vests you on the pension, and there was something that came out recently, which is like guys that have played in the big leagues all time, and I think it's like 23,000 ish is where it's sitting right now. So if you put that into perspective, the smallest ballpark in the big leagues is like max capacity is like 40,000. So you'd have a half full stadium. Of all the big leaguers that have ever played since 1900, like ever, you'd have half capacity of like Fenway.
And how many have 10 years? Do you know?
And not 10 years, like 1% of that. So
that's why I was like, I didn't even know, but I'm sure it's like.
There's only been.
I don't even know if it's like 1,000.
No, there's only been like 1,800, 15 to
18,
2,000 guys that have ever gotten 10 years. And you're talking about including the guys that the Babe Ruth era, where guys just played until they fell over, and like there was no replacing them. It's just like, yeah, man, you're on the team, keep coming back. Swing that log. Who cares? Like now, it's so hard to get 10 years now. Like guys just get white. I mean, it's hard to get 3 years of service and get to arbitration. Like it's really hard. The average career is 3.5 years. And so then to get through arbitration to free agency is another hurdle. It's like really, really hard. And then to actually get to 10 years is a challenge. I play with a couple guys that finished at 9, and like it's always tough to see that.
It's like a celebration when guys hit 10.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's legit a huge thing, like in the locker room. Like people know about it.
Yeah, balloons in the locker, a bottle of wine. So like it's a big deal when guys get 10. We've had a few in the last few years. I was with Arrieta when he got 10. I sent Anthony, was actually with the Riz was with the Yankees, but I sent him a bottle of wine for 10. Drew Smiley got a 10 with us. Like it's pretty cool to see when guys do it.
Can you explain to maybe the audience the difference between years played and like service time? Because like, for example, a guy like Trevor Plouffe played in parts of 9 or 10 big league seasons, but didn't necessarily get 8 years of service time.
So you get service time when you're up with the big league team. So if you get sent to AAA, you lose service time. So like for me, I'm going into my 8th season with the Cubs, but I've played 7 seasons with the Cubs, 17 through last year, but on the team 7 seasons. That first year I was only up for 125 days or something like that. And then I got sent down in 19. So I lost like 3 months of service in there. So I'm 6+. I'm like 6 years and like 90 days or something, or 6 years and 70 days. It's like my service. So I have to play through this contract. It's 3 more years. I will be 9 plus. So I'll have to play 1 more season to get to 10 years of service, but I will have played 10 seasons.
Fangraphs has you at 6 years and 36 days right now. So that's how they measure it by day. I think it's 172 days, I believe, is 1 year calendar.
172 days gets you a full year, but there's 185 days in the.
And that's why 2020, that was like a big sticking point in the discussions, was like the guys wanted their service time. Like just because you played 60 games, guys still wanted like a full year of service, not a quarter or whatever it would have been.
Correct.
I have parts of 3, but like last year I was up for like 2 weeks, and even like this year I felt like I was up all year. I mean, I got called up like April 29th or something, so I missed just around a month, and that still doesn't equate to a full year.
What are you at, like 2?
No, I'm like a year and a half, maybe less than a year and a half.
Well, because you were saying before we started recording how like you just want to reach ARB, and like we were saying how Ian said that how small the number of big leaguers is ever. Like I bet the number of big leaguers to reach ARB is even tinier. Like it's crazy to even have that much time.
100%.
Zack, you're 1 year, 86 days.
Yeah, so right around there.
And how many days is a full? 172 is a full year.
Yeah.
Ian, you said?
Yeah.
Let's get you to 286, huh?
I like
this
that
time
a lot.
next year we'll be talking 286.
Yep.
But there's other big milestones in there. I think 1,000 hits is a big milestone. I think 1,000 games played is a big milestone. Definitely for like relievers, like number of appearances. Like there's some big number of appearances milestones that are cool to see hit. Obviously 100 homers. I got the 100 homers. That was a cool one. You know, once you get past 100, it's like then it's just round numbers, 200, 250.
I think even
He's forgetting about the John Boy Media all-time home run lead, which he assumed
That
this
too.
season. That was a
Huge
big one. I
milestone.
had that one marked in my calendar.
It's going to be tough to catch up to for anybody starting out.
But
Jump
yeah,
by
Ian,
offices.
Ian, like you said, like any round number, like I feel like Zack, like when he gets to 50, like when you even just get to 50 in your big league career, like that's pretty sick. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain numbers, like obviously depending on the spot you're in. Like if you're a 19-year-old prospect getting into the big leagues, you probably have aspirations of 500 homers, but you still get excited over hitting those milestones each step of the way.
Yeah, I will get dangerously close to 1,000 games this year, but I won't quite get there.
Like that's sick. I know that's a big thing in hockey. Like they celebrate that a lot. Like, oh, it's this guy's 1,000th game. Like it's pretty crazy to play that many games in a professional sport. Not many people do it.
Not many people do it. I think
That is an insane stat. Like that still blows my mind. The 27,000 or 23,000 big leaguers? 23?
23, I think.
Like that seems like it should be way higher.
It's also pretty cool. Like I've been really lucky to play for the same organization my whole career, but like it's pretty cool when like on the organizational chart of like most all time for an organization, when you're on that list, that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
I'm, that's getting rarer and rarer with guys not staying in places, but like for me with the Cubs, like some of those things are pretty cool.
Yeah, it's sick. That's why the Tigers traded Zack, because he was getting too close to the top games played.
You betcha.
But Zack, like last year when you crossed 100 games, that was the first time you crossed 100 games in your career. Was that like that must have felt? I mean, you played 112 games last year. That must feel. I know the last couple of years haven't been always exactly what you wanted, but 112 games in the show is 112 games in the show.
Yeah, it's funny. I didn't even know when I had over 100 games, just because like I'm going in and out of games all the time. And I didn't really look at any stats really, but there was a time when I eclipsed over a year. And I didn't even know when it was, because it was towards the endish, maybe like August. We were just kind of dicking around on the computer down in the cage, and they were like, yeah, you're at like 1.25. So I was like, oh fuck, I had no idea. It's cool. Because especially, the first year I didn't play well, obviously, but I was up for almost half the year, and then to not really have a chance or get called up again last year. I was up for like 2 weeks, like I said, not even. And It looks kind of dark at times where, but then again, to come back and play 112 games, like you said, is pretty cool.
Sick. ZS59.
Yep.
I heard you requested that number from the Mets. So
You betcha.
If Mets PR is listening, that's his number. How pissed are you going to be if you're 5'9" again?
Relax. All right.
Anything sub, where does it draw? Like, is 40, 48 okay? Like sub 50?
What's the point of moving down to 48 if I'm at 59?
I don't know. It seems a little better of a number. Like what's like sub 30? Like if you're in the 20s, does that feel better?
Sick. Yeah, hell yeah.
What number do you want? Mets come to you tomorrow.
What if you're ZS8 and we had IH8 and ZS8?
I can't have 8. Gary Carter was pretty good with the Mets.
Of course you know that. Mets fan, baby.
But what number would you want, though? They just said you can have any, obviously, non-retired number.
4. 4 is your number?
No, they have somebody.
Yeah,
4. Somebody has 4. Alvarez has 4. I would like 3.
So I was right.
What about 33?
Huh?
What about 33?
It's pretty high. 33 is just like.
That's still a good number. Grow up. Hey, as long as it's in New York, you'll be a happy man. Don't care what number you are.
Yeah, just have me up there. I don't care. I'll have a triple digit.
That'd be kind of sick.
Now batting for the New York Mets, number 159. Short.
Yep.
Can you be 99, please? And then we'll start the battle of 99.
Yeah, 99. Yeah.
The two boppers, Zack Short and Aaron Judge.
Yep. That's us.
Realistically, you should stay 59. Wait. Yeah, you should stay 59, you and Scotty.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny when he got traded over. They said he gave him 59. I was like, that's pretty cool.
So you got to stay with it.
But I love him, but I don't love him that much to stay at 59,
No. He's
a good guy, but like.
I was just doing some digging through the Cubs all-time records. I'm tied for 11th in stolen bases.
They must have had some slow runners. What? No, you're fast. I didn't mean it. You're fast.
You got 14 bags last year.
Come on, man.
I mean, you're not slow, but you're not a burner. Like, that's a fact.
I'm good for 9 to. I was good for 9 in the old rules. I'm good for 10 to 15 in the new rules.
You and Zack are kind of both the same, where like Zack's probably a little faster, but you guys are both kind of more like heady base runners. Like, I feel like you're not just gonna first move. You're gonna have to kind of lull them to sleep and then steal a bag when they're not paying attention.
I might be able to get top 10 in games played at some point. Might be able to get there.
Although this sounds bad, Zack. This is gonna sound mean. It's not meant to be mean. I bet they look at you though as a pitcher that doesn't know you, and they're like, "This guy has to be fast."
Yeah, but
I mean, is it wrong?
Come on, man.
You look like you're a burner.
What are you doing, dude?
Can you dunk? Can you dunk?
Yes, I can.
Bullshit, you can dunk.
Send us a video.
Zack ranked 70th in the league, 70th percentile last year in sprint speed, according to Baseball.
And that's coming off the fucking bench cold as shit.
There's the swear words.
Yeah.
People don't want.
People at CubsCon were saying, please tell Zack to stop doing that.
Like I said, it's 2024. Grow up.
I said it was going to sound mean, but I didn't mean it in a mean way.
Thanks for listening, but let's grow up.
Is there anything else you guys want to cover? Anything else? We've been a little bit of an agitated
parental control.
I was going to say, please, to any GMs listening, can you sign some people so we have more stuff to talk about, please? Thank you. We'd appreciate it. Just, get some guys signed. Give some guys a job.
We're not that far. We're not that far from spring training. We are. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited to get out there. It's 1, 2, 3. I'll be out there in the 3-ish weeks.
Well,
when are you heading out?
Are you in Texas right now or Chicago?
I'm in Texas. Texas.
So I was going to say you're getting out of the cold, but you're already out of the cold.
Yeah. I don't know yet. I'll probably head out that week of the 14th ish. Our report date's the 18th. I'll get out a few days before that and get moving around.
Tom, you're speaking of milestones. I'd say Zack's milestone he wants to reach is the level of respect within the team where you don't have to show up super early. Like Ian can kind of roll in a few days before the report date and it's all good. Zack's like,
I'm planning on going like a week before this year. Let me get out. Let me get out in the warmth. Let me get some tan before.
No,
I take
that's
my
what I
shoot
mean.
Again.
But
Zach,
I'm saying like the vets, like they kind of just roll in when they feel like because they're like, why do I got to get there 2 weeks early? Like they gave me a report date. I'll be there by that date.
Zach's gonna pitch a tent at shortstop in Port St. Lucie. That's what he's gonna do.
What's up, Francisco? I'm Zach.
This is my position. Let me show you a few things.
I went to Jake's Sporting Goods to get some grips for my golf clubs actually, and I stopped by the baseball section to check out the gloves. Rawlings is selling my model online, which is like one of the coolest things ever. So like I have my like the Ian Happ model is like sold on Rawlings. That's what happens when you got a couple gold gloves. And
Oops.
and so I was like walking in there being like maybe, and Lindor's just everywhere. He's got 75 gloves that are like
There it is. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, that was a pretty cool.
You should have
Thing
bought
was
your
your-
own. You should have bought your own one and then just like seen if the register like noticed.
Somebody
Are
sent
you
it to me.
buying
And
your own?
they were like, dude, your gloves on here. I was like, that's pretty sick.
That is sick as fuck.
It's awesome.
I got some cool colors this year too. I got a gray one that I'm looking at. I put it on the internet. Did you see a photo of it?
A little extra swag.
Must have missed it.
I mean,
I
I got my
think I have you
my
muted.
like I got my model. I got my like the one that I use, but I tried something else this year to see if I would like it. It feels really good. The shape is great.
Yeah, how about the people yell at Tom and not me?
Well, Tom doesn't swear
Yeah, he'd only win the Yankees.
unless the Yankees are 2 games under 500, 4 games into the season. Then we'll hear him swear.
Then you're gonna hear me swear a lot.
Well, I
Some
can't
screen time there, Happer.
Yeah,
Everyone's
let's
just
do
kinda
the slow
looking at
screen
their phone.
time. Let's get to it. Let's tell the people the slow screen time. I was excited about my gloves. I kind of wanted to show them to you.
Well, then that doesn't make for a great podcast. No, when you're
No,
scrolling
it
through your
does. This
phone.
is good content.
It's just-
Why don't they go on the website and buy them? Then they can really get it.
Yeah, then you can see it. But
you want your son or daughter to have gold glove skills like Ian Happ, go to Rawlings.
Sloan Screen Time, presented by Sloan, our friends at Sloan. Sloan is the world's leading manufacturer of commercial plumbing systems. They're at the forefront of the green building movement. I did all of that by memory, just so you know. Provide smart, sustainable, hygienic restroom solutions by manufacturing water-efficient products, including flushometers, faucets, sink systems, soap dispensers, and fixtures for commercial, industrial, and institutional markets worldwide. To learn more, visit sloan.com. What are your screen times?
5 hours and 5 minutes.
4 hours, 16 minutes.
Feels like a last place for me. 5 hours, 27 minutes.
I was gonna say we know Ian's gonna be like, oh, 2:48.
Get this to
Please
update.
be
It doesn't.
2:48.
Here we go.
Just hold on. Just hold
I
on.
always
It's gonna
have to
update.
close the settings app and like reopen it for mine to update. It's annoying.
Okay, got it. 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Oh my gosh, I said 48. Oh, I was so close. Ooh, that was almost a special moment.
That's episode 192 of the Compound Podcast, presented by Connect Roasters. Code Compound Club for 25% off your first home run club shipment. That's subscription right to your door every month. Or code Compound 15 for 15% off site wide. Go to connectroasters.com. Give the coffee a try. Let us know what you think. We will see you next week.